Every single person that walks by, they're yeah, so she's in that mode right now.
We are taking a walk on the wild side with brothers Max and Val Chmerkovskiy. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Andrea Belke, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. We've got 10 minutes, so let's dive right in with the first 5, starting with Kathy Griffin's shocking lung cancer diagnosis.
Kathy revealed on Instagram on Monday that she was about to have surgery to remove half of her left lung.
The comedian explained that she never even smoked.
Everything went well with the surgery, and despite the scary diagnosis, her doctors are optimistic. It was stage 1 and contained her left lung, so hopefully she won't need chemotherapy or radiation in the future.
The diagnosis comes as Kathy was getting her life back on track after a catastrophic 4 years. This week, she revealed to ABC News Nightline that she had overcome an addiction to pills.
The detox was nasty. I mean, it was months. I mean, the tremors were like this.
And she attempted suicide in June of 2020.
It really was the backlash to her controversial Trump photo shoot in 2017 that impacted her.
To be told by people in my own industry, it's over, leave the country for 5 years, you've shamed our industry, it definitely got to me.
Moving on to a heartbreaking story you've been following closely on People.com. Fetty Wap's 4-year-old daughter, Lauren Maxwell, has died.
Lauren's mom, Turquoise Miami, shared the devastating news on Instagram, where she described her and the rapper's late daughter as funny, vibrant, loving, talented, smart, and hard-headed.
It was posted alongside this sweet video of Lauren playing in the pool.
Turquoise asked anyone who saw her post to comment on it or just say to themselves, "I love you, Lauren," because as she put it, they say that souls can feel your love.
Lauren's death was only just confirmed by her family, but multiple reports suggest she passed away in late June.
Fetty even dedicated his performance at the Rolling Loud Festival in Miami last month to his little girl.
And tragically, her death is not the rapper's only recent loss.
Fetty even lost his little brother, who he referred to as his twin, in October last year.
Switching gears to some lighter news. Let's take a look at the posts you've been loving this week. Ashley Judd has come a long way after suffering a broken leg and nerve damage in a February hiking accident. The 53-year-old is officially walking on her own again and posted this video hiking in Switzerland to prove it. She's still working to rebuild stamina, but says she's looking forward to the road ahead. Meanwhile, Dan Levy and Paul Rudd are going viral, and all they had to do was eat dinner together. Fans went wild after the owner of Darjeeling Express in London posted this picture with the two actors and their table full of delicious Indian food. The pic even caught the attention of Mindy Kaling. And Kristen Bell got busted after her husband Dax Shepard called out her habit of leaving toilet paper in the strangest spots.
What was the intention? Was it to be in the toilet bowl or in the trash can?
Obviously, I didn't care, but
in a second video, Kristen called peeing a waste of time and claimed she just wants to wrap it up as quickly as possible. As the Summer Olympics wind down in Tokyo, Team USA Gymnastics' Grace McCallum and Jordan Chiles are giving us their take on Simone Biles' exit from last week's team final to focus on her mental health.
She felt like she had the weight of the world on her shoulders, which no athlete should ever feel.
Should ever feel that.
They had nothing but praise for Simone, who returned Tuesday to nab bronze in the balance beam final. And they say she was a source of encouragement for them as they went on to win team silver medals of their own.
Simone was really reassuring. She's like, you know what, you got this. She's like, I believe in you guys 100%. I know you can do it. And so I think that was really helpful. It took some pressure off of us.
We were out there doing it for her. And we were out there also doing it for ourselves.
Meanwhile, swimmer Caleb Dressel is being compared to Michael Phelps after he won 5 gold medals for Team USA. But Caleb isn't sure he agrees.
He's the best to ever do it in our sport, and I don't think it's fair for someone like myself with what my level is to be compared to that. And I'm not bashing myself. I feel like I've accomplished a good amount in the sport, and I'm really happy with how I've done, and I feel like I've exceeded my own expectations.
We love watching Olympians go for the gold, but some of our favorite Tokyo moments so far involved much more than medals. We're breaking some of them down, brought to you by Lilly, a medicine company. There was the camaraderie between Italy's Gianmarco Tamberi and Qatar's Mutaz Essabarshim after the two high jumpers opted to share the gold instead of having a jump off. And how about Japan making history when judokas Uta and Hifumi Abe became the first ever brother-sister duo to win gold medals at the same games? And oh, the celebrations. People have been loving this clip of Australian swimming coach Dean Boxall going absolutely wild after Ariane Titmus won the gold in the women's 400-meter freestyle final. And we got a glimpse into the athletes' lives at Olympic Village, including some hilarious TikToks about those infamous cardboard beds. And British diver Tom Daley stole the internet's heart with his knitting.
The one thing that has kept me sane throughout this whole process is my love for knitting.
He won a gold medal last week and now has a safe place to keep it.
I made a little cozy for my medal to stop it getting scratched.
So cute. All right, now let's move on to some screen time. I am thrilled to be joined now by Max and Val Chmerkovskiy. They're in the middle of a nationwide tour for their new dance show, Max and Val Strip Down, which wraps up in Tampa on August 21st.
Come see your favorites, Max and Val, in a brand new show.
For these final 5 minutes of the show, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you have to give me 1 answer. For question number 2, you have to give me 2 answers, and so on. Let's get started. Your new show is described as a very unique experience that's going to bring your fans even closer to you than ever before. So I would love to know, what is one fun or unknown thing about each of you from a brother's perspective that fans would be surprised to find out? So Max, you go first.
That he wasn't always very organized and clean. He looks very sort of put together, but this was not a kid that was put together in his bedroom. We shared it, and we shared a closet, so I'm telling you, it was a half side me and the rest was Val.
Okay, do you agree with that, Val?
I was too busy taking over the world.
Being younger brother.
All right, Val, now it's your turn. What's one unknown thing about Max that people would be surprised to find out?
Max is way to go. It would be a huge surprise for people to know that Max is actually really nice. He's very respectful and lovely to be around.
You're hitting 19 cities on this tour, so I imagine that you develop a bit of a routine along the way. What are 2 pre-show ritual musts?
I have to take a moment to collect myself, and usually it's with the cast. And then personally, I throw up before every single show I've ever done.
Is it because you're nervous, or it's just become a habit and it's your ritual?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a nervous thing.
He's always done that.
Max, what are 2 things you do before every show?
I definitely pay too much attention to my shoes. It's always been a thing. I feel insecure when my shoes are slippery or tight or loose, and getting the adrenaline out. Stretch, I run, I just sweat. I want to be a little bit tired before I go out so I don't look insane.
And you're both married to fellow dancers. You've got spouses that are familiar with life on the road. And Max, you have your son Shy at home as well, who is just adorable. What are 3 things that you guys bring along with you on tour to make it feel like home? You go first, Val.
I'm just bringing my phone and my memories. And this picture, of course. There's lots of pictures, physical pictures.
What about you, Max?
In the last 2 tours, Ida was part of the tour, and Shy was with us on the bus. So one of the things that I brought that tour was a bus. And in order to accommodate that, I will take an item of Shy. I always take a little small car on me because he's fascinated with all the stuff. We have some things that we have in common that we like, and so I would take it. We just try to ball a lot and then see each other.
Speaking of Shy, you 2 are twins. Does he take after you more or Peta?
We don't know yet. Don't know if you heard, but that was Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style.
That went on, and that's their morning routine. That's Peta's side of personality in him. He was at our show 2 days ago, called it Papa's Dance Recital. And he had a dance recital 2 months ago where I had to go sit through, and I loved it. So I think he felt like he had to do me a favor.
The show mixes dance and personal storytelling and promises to make the audience laugh, cry, and then laugh again. It's basically designed to make you happy. So, what are 4 things that are making you guys happy right now? Let's do 2 for each of you, starting with you, Val.
The Olympics, my dogs. One of our dogs is guarding the house. Every single person that walks by is like, yeah, so she's in that mode right now.
The fact that we get to do this is a tangible product that we get to do, that we got to work really, really hard on. And then Gita put me on this thing, right? So I'm trying to get off coffee. And then this cup is not coffee, it's called mud water. Way less caffeine.
And finally, what are 5 things that audiences can expect to see in your new show, Max and Val Stripped Down?
A relationship between 2 people that know each other. A relationship that we want to exude between us and the audience.
Audience participation. We get to lean on each other, and you see that on stage. You see us really working together. Comedy, physical and storytelling comedy. Lastly, you're gonna see world-class dance.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. Everyone, be sure to check their tour schedule and see their new show, Max and Val Stripped Down, when it hits your city. All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.